In 2014, IGN reviewed a game called Blue Estate. They gave it a 3 out of 10, which is mind-blowingly bad. And I had to find out why. But when I went to find out, I realized on Steam it actually has very positive reviews. So how can a game that one professional reviewer calls so terrible have complete opposite reviews on a user review platform? Where was the mix-up here? What's so bad about Blue Estate? So once again, as any rational person would do, I bought it immediately. Blue Estate is an on-rails FPS, which if you don't know, it's like playing an arcade game where you don't walk or jump or do any of the mechanics, you just aim and shoot. So I'm playing on PC, and it's literally a one-handed game. It's just my mouse. Don't have to touch the keyboard whatsoever. This type of game is not for everybody, and honestly, it's not really for me. It gets a little boring sometimes with the gameplay, because you're not doing anything but aiming and shooting. But, I will say, the game isn't bad for what it is, and I certainly wouldn't consider it to be a 3 out of 10 if I was giving it a grade just based on gameplay, which is why I immediately understood why Steam users gave it very positive reviews, because it seemed like it worked. It was a functioning shooter, you could shoot things, it did what it was supposed to do, and it doesn't look bad, and everything seems to work well enough. So why would a game like this get a 3 out of 10? It didn't take long to figure that out. Blue Estate got a lot of its bad press, including the review from IGN, because of one thing and one thing only: the writing. Especially the main character, Tony Luciano. He is not the nicest guy in the world. I feel like this looks like a
Tell them loopy twins you work for that I'm here for what's mine.
But he does it in a way that feels a little, let's call it, outdated.
Which squiggle means exit in Asian?
That's not Asian, Tony.
I don't think you can say that. The entire shtick of the game is that the character you're playing as, whether it be Tony or Clarence, the other protagonist that you take over at some point, they never stop talking.
Yeah, look at me. I'm Cirque du Soleil over here.
And of course, Tony is an Italian mob type guy, so he kind of treats everybody like garbage, and he says some things that maybe step out of line here and there, but it gets really bad sometimes, and it seems like the IGN reviewer just took that all the way to the review score when they lowered it to a 3. And honestly, I can't blame them, because it gets old really fast, and a lot of the jokes feel like something that a middle schooler would make when they're trying to be edgy. They don't really land. If it was funny and like maybe towed the line of being offensive, it might not be that bad, but the whole game just throws like hyper offensive stuff at you, and it's not funny. And I'll show you some bigger examples than you could possibly imagine.
You gotta be kidding.
What just happened, dude?
Counterfeiting operation.
Mother of God, this is like an actual dream I have repeatedly had.
He's the Flash.
Oh, I'm so jumping on your face right now.
I was born on a log cabin, deep in a secret base on the most sacred Baitu mountain.
Cabin?
One day, a bright new star lit up the sky, and rainbows appeared.
Oh, that killed him. He was one bullet.
Hence will thou lift up Olympus, then fall Kimboxic.
Traded, fair and square for you.
That's bull. Not my pop. You slants wouldn't understand real family.
Oh, this is the best.
What did he call him?
Jin's
Who's this guy?
You can't get away from Bloodshot.
Bloodshot.
Is his body wrapped in his hair?
You're one of them albino guys.
Yeah, man. What you think?
Well, you know, with all of them plants you got, I just figured.
That's racist, man. Offensive. 'Cause I's Jamaican means I gotta be red-stoned all at the time. You's an ignorant idiot.
All right, I'm sorry.
Too late for that now.
But I think that's enough supporting evidence to show you that IGN was not wrong in saying that this game's writing and characters and the dialogue were a little bit behind. And when I say a little bit, I mean a lot. They were really bad. It's really bad. There is some like wild stuff in there I guess that's the way that they wanted the game to go, which is kind of a shame because when they weren't being total pieces of garbage and making overly edgy jokes and trying to be offensive, there was some things that made me laugh a little bit, and the gameplay, when it wasn't too boring because of being on rails, they did do some unique things that at least made me laugh a little bit, like the hair in front of the eyes. This is so ridiculous, dude. And the chihuahua humping the leg. Bro, there's no way. I wish they leaned into more of the silly, funny stuff like those and this.
Schools, but if you want out, I can get yous out.
I never should have learned politics.
All right then, nice to meet you.
What? Instead of the more over-the-top racism and other things that they chose to do that are just blatantly terrible, and it would have made the game a little more fun. Overall, this is an FPS I wanted to try because IGN gave it a 3 out of 10, which sounded like an absurd score to me. But honestly, I kind of get it. An on-rail shooter is not something that modern gamers want to play, and they didn't even want to play in 2014 when this came out. It's boring, it gets old quick, and the gameplay just is the same thing the entire time. It doesn't really change. And unfortunately, that means that a game like this has to be carried by the story, the dialogue, and everything else that's going on. And that's the absolute worst part of this game. If I was judging it just on the gameplay, I would probably just call it an average score of like a 5 out of 10 because it's just kind of there. I wouldn't pay a lot of money or go out of my way to play this game or recommend it to everyone based on the gameplay because it's just kind of a game. But when you add in the dialogue, the terrible writing, it drags the score down a bit. So I can see where the IGN person landed on a 3. It does kind of make sense. My best assumption is the reason that it has very positive reviews on Steam is because people either really like the gameplay or they're in middle school and they think that the comedy is the funniest thing that's ever happened. Which I guess is fine, but maybe that's why you don't always trust Steam reviews.